business. You were a teacher, mom of 3, and you just joined for the free product, correct?
Correct. I was probably the easiest sell. I'm the one that you want to try to sign up. I wish everyone signed up like I did. Ashley basically messaged me and said, hey, you can try box wraps for $100 or sign up as a distributor for $108 and get 120 of your product. And I said, okay, well, I'll sign up. Where do I go to? And that was it, like literally a 5-minute conversation, and I had joined. I didn't join to become a distributor to make money. I was already teaching full-time. I thought we had like a killer life. I was teaching, so I had a grand teaching salary, and my husband was a lineman, so he put up power lines. And I sold lessons on the side on a website called Teacher Pay Teachers, and was making a couple of thousand extra a month doing that. So I told her, I'm not going to pull away from that other side business to do this wrap thing. So I'll kind of be here to support you, but please don't expect grand things from me. And I went diamond in 3 months, and now double diamond. So I think just having someone to believe in you, and to, even when you don't see that you're going to be successful in this business, to have someone to support you, to say, yeah, you can, these are your skill sets, this is what you're good at, so you need to get out there and do it, has paid off, and it's just changed our family's life.
No, you're perfect. So I just wanted to point out, so you went diamond in 3 months, you're still working. I mean, this is not your dream to quit your job or anything. What changed in December? You were kind of telling me some stuff happened in December. Do you know what I got?
Yeah. Okay, so I have 3 boys, and yes, I'm very busy. I was teaching, I was department chair at my school, and I was selling lessons on the side, and had a family, and a son that was in football. Our middle son also has autism, so we were, dealing with the diagnosis and getting him to and from therapy, and those bills, and his bills for therapy was more than our mortgage. We were paying $1,200, $1,300 a month, plus insurance premiums. So in December, our insurance changed. My husband's insurance doesn't cover his therapy, so we were having to use the Affordable Care Act to get that. So we were getting his free insurance that didn't cover therapy, and then had to go out and purchase an additional policy so we could have it. So we're paying $500 for that, and then $1,200 a month for therapy. And it's because of it works that we were able to do that. Otherwise, I mean, he's 6 and he wouldn't be talking now. So
praise God.
So you also told me something also changed in your life in March.
So in March, so I loved teaching. I was an 8th grade teacher. That's how I knew Ashley. We taught together, and I told her I didn't care if I hit ambassador. I was never leaving my teaching career. I loved being a teacher. And in March, our neighbor was the one who was driving my son to and from therapy every day. She had a seizure and called me at work that day and said, my license has been revoked and I can't drive him to therapy anymore. This is 2 weeks after I had been awarded Teacher of the Year at my campus. So I had to walk in my principal's office and say, thank you so much for this lovely award. By the way, I need to put in my resignation because I'm going to have to drive my son to therapy from now on. That month, I hit double diamond and my husband hit diamond, and we got $50,000 in bonuses. And it was God telling us, like, Jackie, I put this It Works business in your lap for a reason. I knew long before you did that you were going to need this business. And so when that check hit that first month when I was home, it was such a sign and such a blessing of what this company can do for families.
Don't pass it just yet. I just had a couple more questions. So, I mean, if you can't tell, I just talked to her, interviewed her for a few minutes, and she's so positive. I mean, you can just feel the positive energy and joy coming out of her. But I just want you to kind of explain, like, you're a mom, you have kids, you have a special needs child, you're full-time, you're a wife. so many people let excuses get in the way. And how are you able to still build this business having such a crazy life?
My kids, your why is your reason. And now our son is aged out of therapy, so at the end of summer, he's not gonna have a place to go to anymore. So we've decided, and we have the time and the funds now to do it, that we're building a school for kids with autism. And make a difference. So the hours that I put in were a blessing. And this is fun. I don't feel like this is work. This isn't going in, clocking in for 40 hours at a place that you hate. You signed up and you joined because it's fun, and you get friendships and girl time, and you make people happy, and it's exciting. At the end of the month, whenever you have people on your team promote, and when your checks post, and people get to see a comment on your paycheck the first time. So I don't feel like I ever am missing out because I do this. I feel like it's been a blessing, an addition or an enhancement to our lives. So I think it's just been great.
And then one obstacle you shared, I said, what was one of your biggest obstacles? Do you remember what you shared with me?
Oh my gosh, what people thought about me. I told Ashley, I'm not gonna be one of those crazy rap girls that blow up people's news feeds and get blocked. Like, it's not gonna happen. I care too much what people think. And I was wrong. I'm now one of those crazy rap girls, and they can block me if they want. But I feel like I share enough of my life on social media that I don't become a nuisance to people. I feel like people want to know what's going on in your life if you share it. And then they get a little extra on, this is why my life is fabulous. We got to go to Disney because it works paid for it. And they get to look at all my Disney pictures, because who doesn't want to look at pictures of people at Disney? Oh my gosh, best thing ever. So don't care what people think about you. They're gonna judge you anyways. They're gonna judge you by who you're voting for president, and what your social views are, and what you name your kids, and all of those things. That you can either collect a check and have people think, care what people think about you, or you can be broke and people are still gonna judge you, so.
Amen.
I love that she shared that as an insecurity, because that holds so many of us back. And when you really get down to the heart of it, people are going to have their opinions, and we say it kind of sounds a little snooty, but other people's opinions don't pay your bills, and you really got to let that sink in. And Cody and I realized that yes, we had some people judge us for this business, but they judge us for trying CrossFit. They judge us for trying to pay off our debt through Dave Ramsey, and told us why that wouldn't work. So people are going to have their opinions. Don't let that keep you from your dream spirit. It works. So Miss Erica, I wanted you to just bullet point, tell people what your life was like prior to It Works.
Okay, well, before It Works, my life was crazy, no matter what. Me and my husband, we have 7 children, and they all would stay at home before. Well, they kind of move away as they get older, but we have 7 children, and my husband worked 80 hours a week at least. He was gone from 5 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at least. He wouldn't even eat at home. He would eat at work. They would feed them at work, and then he would come home, shower, give me a kiss, go to bed. And sometimes there was distributors still at my house because we're doing, charts and things like that whenever he was getting home, but he was never home. Never, ever home. And I was basically a single mom that got a paycheck. Like, yes, a paycheck helped, but I was still being a parent by myself with all the children. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, and I remember you saying, before It Works, you were a coupon queen. She was couponing just to get groceries. With 7 kids,
Our whole
obviously.
garage was full of everything we coupon with. I made Valerie go with me. So just so she could get an extra 4 of everything so we could be okay.
You also said, had no way to eat out, just no extras, no traveling. And prior to It Works, obviously, you didn't have any experience in a company like this. So when you found It Works and you decided to start, what were you seeing would be available for you, or why did you start?
I started, I had my last son, and then I started It Works about 5 months after I had him. I started having a lot of health issues, and I ended up getting diagnosed with fibroids, PCOS, and endometriosis. And so health was basically going down really, really fast. And I was in denial for a long time. But we needed insurance, and we couldn't afford insurance, and we needed extra groceries in the house, and we just needed money. There's no easy way to put it. We needed extra groceries because we had so many children, and we needed insurance because my house was just going down, 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 down. Taking off track?
No.
Okay. So when Tiffany messaged me that day, I remember she was like, "Today's the last day to qualify for a $10,000 bonus." I'm like, "Oh my God, we need that money. That's extra money." I sent her my credit card. I said, "What information do you need? Because if I don't send it to you right now, I'm not gonna do it." And I signed up, and I told her that I didn't know what I was gonna do. Had no idea what to do. Just tell me what to do, and I'm gonna do it, because I've never done this before, and I knew I'm not scared of hard work. And if somebody can tell me, "Hey, look, this is what you need to do," I'll go out there and do it.
So your goal, needing grocery money and just extra money in general. So I don't know if we mentioned this, but when you got started, you only had one car.
Yes, we only had one car, and I would have to drop my husband off at 5 o'clock in the morning, pack up 2 babies. It doesn't matter if it was raining, cold, anything. If I had a rap appointment, if I had potentials I had to go meet, it was rough, but I knew that I had to do it. And if I wanted to change our life, there would have to be no excuses.
So you are now triple diamond, and you told me that, I was like, well, what keeps motivating you? And you said, with all these kids, college isn't free, and there's just lots of costs. So you're now triple diamond. So what does your life look like now? So what are some changes?
Well, first off, I still wake up with my children at home, but actually my husband doesn't have to get up as early as he used to. Nowadays, some days he's just like, doesn't even go to work. He's like, I'm staying home. But I get to wake up with my kids, whatever days they want to go to school, I let them go to school. I know that's a bad habit. I should probably make them go to daycare every day because they're not going to be ready when they go to elementary school. But they know that I'm at home. They know that I'm working from home, or they know that I'm out meeting people. And it's crazy because my children will never understand what work really is, because they know mom parties for work. Mom parties for work. Going to Chick-fil-A is work. Going to McDonald's is work. Anywhere where I can take my kids is work, and meet anybody. That would be my daily activity. I'm not gonna lie, I don't always get the laundry done. It's just not my thing.
But you have kids.
Yes, but we have lots of older children that do know how to fold clothes very well. But we have, kids that are in high school. We have kids that are in junior high. We have kids that are in college, and kids outside of all of those. So it's busy. No matter what, it's busy. And at the end of the day, I can have every excuse to stop me, but I can't stop because they're watching me. And the older the kids get, the more they understand about quitting, and the more they want to give up, I guess, when things get harder. And that's why I'm never going to stop, so I can show them that we're going to beat the odds no matter what.
Thank you, Erica. Melba, so I enjoyed talking to you and getting to know your story. I love a big pivotal part of your story is the importance of events. So when you found it works, you're a stay-at-home mom, 2 kiddos, your husband was on the police force, homeschooled, and then talked a little bit about being a hermit, being a stay-at-home mom and everything. So can you tell us how you came across this product and what you were like when you found it?
Okay, so I was a stay-at-home mom. I had been in Houston for about a year. I'm originally from Houston, but after college, I was like,